Hello everyone, today we are playing Aviator from the phone. I think that this is even a plus, because in aviation you can even earn money from your phone. That is, I generally see it like a normal one before the start of the session. I wait for a large series of drains. That is, as you can see, he gave bad coefficients at 5 times in a row. I wait a little bit for the purple coefficients, and only after that do an entrance. Finally, we waited for the purple coefficient. They will fix it boldly. We go in one bet. I will have 200 rubles. The second bet will be 250. I will probably collect about 2 somewhere, because after such a series of drains, as a rule, coefficient 2 falls quite often. Probably after this pink coefficient I won't leave the pink odds for the next bet, because if you look at the history after the pink odds, the blue odds have been falling very often lately. Most likely the trend can repeat, and of course I won't make the next entry, but it's also possible with such a situation that the trend may change and purple will fall out coefficient as we see purple odds fell out. This tells us that most likely now there will be a very powerful streak, and also do not forget to look at some time in general the players took it, because it gives an understanding of the aviator in general, and the plus or minus it is very important to watch. Suppose, if the coefficient fell out there 10, well, in fact, there may be players for the point coefficient x2 in the aviator, in fact, may not be in such a big minuses of such a coefficient. Again, we can observe the strip when just very suitable too. Now I decided to increase my generally standard to bet, that is, I raised it. Why I increased the bet? Because now we see that the trend is good. Why not increase the bet? That is, from I personally think that when he gives an aviator, you need to say so, and of course, do not get into hard excitement, don't treat with fanaticism, but all the same, if you see a direct pattern, and so on, be afraid to raise bets at all, because you lose a lot of profit. For example, now I increased the bet calmly, took even. I think about the final bet I will make a little less, because, in principle, the line was very tough. So I think that this right now, he can just fly away, which is why the bet of what we see is for this very purpose. Yes, I increased or rather lowered the bet, because as a rule, what but cannot live like this infinity issuing, therefore, the bet and made a little less next move. I won't bet, because after such a tough, very strong streak, when he gave away a lot for the players before the money, it's better now to just wait a little. 3, 4, 5, it's just to wait and not bet, but now I had a coefficient of 1.00. Now it seems very real to me. That's just what you need to record a video for this. Now I intercept, I see what an hour is, but one thing obviously didn't have to be set. The series was good. I bet now 1,000, of course, it's very tough, and as I understand it, I leave $50, and I wanted to put 500, but accidentally set $50, and thank God. To be honest, I wouldn't bet this bet at this stage either, because damn, it's real. Where am I going to say? In general, the forest would have to, as I said at the beginning of the video, just wait for that purple one, and then go in, but the point is I put 2,000 and 1,000, it's interesting, even better that now it will fly out. That's what he said, that if you play, you will see here is such a big series of plums. I will accept everyone again. I strongly recommend waiting for at least one purple one, only after that upload. That is, at the beginning of the video it worked. Now it worked very well in Latin, and it seems lucky that I didn't hit it now. I didn't run into further plums, otherwise it could have been very sad. In fact, it would end after pink. I decided to bet again, because I thought that the trend might continue again and again. It would give out very good bets and even resign. As a rule, well, I put 500 on average. When I had 40,000 on my balance sheet, I try to put $200 at 250, higher than 100. This is already somehow cash, in my opinion a bit too much for my bankroll. I'm just talking about this, and I'm saying that it is very important. When an aviator gives out straight, you need to take all the juices from it, you understand? That is, it's very important from this, and there is such a main nut profile. I even analyzed the video of my game, and that's when I'm not afraid. But let's say to increase the bet a little somewhere by 1.5 for a failure. Somewhere I missed a couple of moves from this and your profit is built, you know, that is, a small one here, so on trifles there I missed it, here I took it, and the cut does make a profit, you understand? And you need to somehow focus on the game itself as much as possible when you play. That is, it went. The dignity. Waited a little, a good streak went, you start entering. Now the next coefficient, I'll take as many as 3, that is, the last bet. Finally, they just fly in perfectly now. I'm deciding, in fact, it seems very cool to me to finally lower the rate, because here he gave 5 good coefficients, and now it seems to me the most reasonable thing would be to make a smaller bet directly on any bet, or even not even bet. The last moment here, literally right in the last seconds, for some reason I put my bet back, and in the end, as I said, it flew away for good. It should have been in theory, not to bet at all, or at least to make a smaller bet. And although then the 250 or 100 and flew away, such a body would be okay, so I dream of 500 and 250 lost. I really like the fact that I managed to stop and just stop betting, because that at an hour I thought so. I figured that yes, the whole thing, most likely, the drained strip can go again, and I'm at the next I missed the next bet, as we see it flew away by 1.1, which, in principle, is very cool. As we see, the next bet also fell, very bad, which is also quite logical, and the guys here, well, really very happy. Everything just has a good streak, there is a bad streak, and it is important for you to understand when these streaks come, and that's it, and then you want no grief at all in this game and you will finally start playing plus. Here is such a session, my friends. We got the last bet. I sorted out the coefficient 5, although in theory it was possible to try to catch the odds like that 210. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video really wants a little better. Yes, your game, you will start to take this game more seriously, and you should really understand for yourself that this is not some kind of casino. In this game you can really make money if plus or minus do it right. Good luck.